so stand by. We'll be taking mobile check-ins here in just a brief moment. We'll say good evening to one and all, and welcome to the Triple Z FM net. This net is part of the 730 family of nets. I think I'd be better set up here. Tonight is net number 90. This net is net number 90 tonight. We've passed over 2,100 check-ins from about 200 unique stations, and things are moving forward. We've got a few new nets in the offing. We'll talk about that in a bit, and stuff like that there. So at this time, we'll open it up. Do we have any emergency or priority traffic? Please call VC3 Stay Safe. Very good. I'm also monitoring if anybody's trying to check in from, let me hit this button here, either 220 or 927 megs. We're listening to multiple repeaters tonight. But at this time, we'll take any mobiles. Mobile stations only, please, for this net. Go ahead.
Echo 3, Victor Fox, QRU, mobile. VE3, TJQ, mobile.
Victor Alpha 3, Delta Sierra Whiskey.
Mobiles, we've got VE3 VFF with QRU, Adam VE3 TJQ, VA3, Kevin, VA3 DSW. Any other mobiles only, please?
VA3NY, QRU.
Alpha 3, Tango, November, Juliet.
VA3NY and VA3TNJ. Any other mobiles? Mobiles only. This is Golden. Go to the top of the list. And Tim, I'm going to put you at the top of the list because you're going for some food. And I forget, did you say QRU or do you have something for us tonight?
QRU, but don't have much to report. Just here at Dougal on the Expressway, and just hoping I can make it the repeater decently. I'm just running 20 watts in the truck here. Last week I used 50, but you seem to have a copy of these, so I guess 50 watts works.
Yeah, you're okay. 50 would be better, but we're having this conversation with no problems at 20 watts, so very good. You have a nice, safe trip to a certain pizza restaurant near the corner of Gladstone and Tecumseh Road East, and I'm not talking Coolini. Tim, carry on. Bill, V3 VFF was in and out. Adam, V3 TJQ. Adam, how are you? Where are you mobile tonight?
Good evening, everyone on the net. Yeah, I'm just sitting in my driveway here because I don't really have anything set up in the house. So I just took the little dog for a little jaunt around the block, and as of present, I'm sitting in the driveway. Not much to report here. First week back to work, no real big hiccups to report. I'm not liking wearing the mask. Had a bad one last night. It was shedding all kinds of little fuzzy things and making me sneeze, which is not good in the mask. But other than that, I'll say 7-3 stall, and have a good net, V3 TJQ.
Excellent, very good. Not excellent about the mask. In fact, I saw a photo of some guy that was wearing one of the surgical masks. He had cut a hole in it, and he had a cigarette dangling out of it. So I got to tell you. Adam, thanks very much for checking in. Stay safe. And Kevin, VA3DSW. Kevin, how are you tonight?
Well, I'm hanging in there, Bill. Not a whole lot to the net. Still trying to get out on this HT off the porch. But anyway, not to worry. I got word today that my new rig will be in Windsor tomorrow.
Well, you can't check into the C4FM net tonight, so I won't be, but the others that have it will be listening for your melodious tones. Let's say a Wednesday night on the Triple I net on the C4FM. So that's good. So they said tomorrow, and that made you a happy camper, right?
It certainly did. They notified me at about 2 o'clock this afternoon that they were charging me for it and shipping it, and I've already got a thing from Canada Post saying it'll be on my doorstep by the end of the day tomorrow.
You gotta love them government workers with Canada Post. And I'll just say this, for all those that are rushing out to buy C4FM, you're not the only one. I've heard guys buying FT70DR, I think it is, the handheld. I was on the Universal Radio website, Universal Radio out of Columbus, Ohio, and they're pretty much, if it's in stock, they got it. And if it's out of stock, that's one thing, but if it's no longer made, they mark on it discontinued. And they're showing the two of the radios, the FTM 100, dual band FM and C4FM, and also the 2 meter only, the monoband, or the 3200 DR. They're showing those as out of stock, so perhaps the American dealer network is out of stock, but hopefully you can still get those things here in Canada. So very good. Kevin, thanks very much. We'll be listening for your new radio. And Chuck, VA3 New York, I've got you down here. Chuck is QRU, as in and out. So Chuck, thanks very much, as always. Anybody else? One last call for mobiles, and then we're going to open this thing up. Any further mobiles from VC3STYSAFE?
Victor Echo 3 Golf, Quebec Golf in the mobile. Good evening.
How are you?
Pretty good. Just traveling on Riverside Drive, coming from Lausanne. I just stopped to get a Timmy's coffee there, and I remembered that we had the Triple Z net tonight, so I just wanted to put my head in here real quick, give you a check-in, and then turn it back to you. 7-3 from VE3 at the Good Quality Grizzly.
Very good. Good signal. I'm listening to you on the input. Excellent signal on the input. A little white noise on the output, but you're a good haul from the repeater on top of Mount Ruthven. So, give me a second here. I just dropped my pen, and here we go. So let's open this up. We'll take any check-ins, anybody, anywhere, and let's see who's out there tonight. This is the Triple Z FM net on the VE3 ZZZ repeater, 147.1 megahertz, 118.8 hertz PL tone. This repeater is located on top of Mount Ruthven, just north of the metropolis of Ruthven, about halfway between Leamington and Kingsville, otherwise known as Screamington and Swingsville. So we're hoping to get some good DX tonight. With that said, anybody, anywhere, please call my control. VC3, stay safe.
Victor Echo 3, Victor Delta Foxtrot, portable.
Now.
3 BVH.
E3 TPD.
November, Tim in Windsor.
IIP, Terry McGregor.
E3 TMY, QRU.
several doubles. Who I did hear are the following: VE3VDF, Mark in Leamington, Brian VA3BVH, also out in Screamington, George V3TPD in Wheatley, Tim VE3TGN in Forest Glade, Terry V3IIP in the mega city of McGregor, and Tim VE3TMY, not in North Woodsley, but in South Woodsley, and he was QRU. Anybody else? Who did I miss in all that?
Victor Alpha 3 India Foxtrot.
Victor Alpha 3 India Kilowatt Echo.
Victor Alpha 3 Bravo Victor Hotel.
Victor Echo 3, Delta Papa Juliet, QRU.
Victor Echo 3, November India.
Let's hold it there. BVH, I did recognize you, but so stand by. We've got Victor Alpha 3 India Foxtrot, Victor Alpha 3 India Kilo Echo Ike, VE3 NNI, V3 DPJ out in Amherstburg on 220 was V3 WGW, and somebody was on 900 megs. So who was that on Win 900 meg? Go ahead.
V3WGW.
Response. So anybody else? Anybody anywhere? All frequencies at all times, please call VC3STYSAFE.
Victor Echo 3 Bravo first Australia. At this time,
Day, sir. DRQ, QRU.
Got three that I heard, and about three others were doubling. Bill V3BOK out in Amherstburg, Greg VA3GDS in downtown Windsor, right in the heart of Repeater Row, and Don V3DRQ, who was in and out, and BOK was in and out, by the way, and we missed a few in there. So who did we miss?
VA3VA.
Victor Alpha 3 Papa Golf Delta. Victor Echo 3 Whiskey Golf Whiskey.
Three more. Victor Alpha 3 Victor Alpha, VA3 PGD in Chatham, and Graham heard you on 220, V3 WGW. So anybody else, anybody anywhere, please call VC3 Stay Safe.
V3 WD in and out. Alpha Lima Yankee in and out.
V3 DFN QRU, portable.
E3 Zulu Oscar Golf.
Just fell off my chair. Let me get these guys right. Echo Whiskey Delta was in and out. DFN was in and out. I think GLY, was that Ross, was that you, George Lincoln, yesterday?
Sure, that's me and Bell River, and we're just in and out.
Hey, and the one that made me fall off, thanks Ross, and the one had me falling off the chair was Zog, first time check-in. Before we go to the top of the list, a very lengthy list, please bear with me guys, it's going to be a long night. Anybody else, anybody anywhere, please call VC3 Stay Safe.
Victor Alpha 3 Delta Delta Papa in and out.
Victor Alpha 3 DDP was in and out. Let's hold it there. Okay, let's hold it right there. and go back to the top of a very lengthy list. About half we're in and out, so we should get through this rather quick. And again, anybody that's on 927 makes, you can check in over there at any time. I'll be listening. Same with 220. So with that said, Mark, VE3 VDF in the metropolis, high above the metropolis of downtown Leamington. Mark, over to you.
VC3 Stay Safe, and that controller from VE3 VDF returning portable. Good evening, Bill. All on net there. Sounds like a pretty good net tonight. And then I decided to go on the portable tonight. That's what I'm doing there, Bill. So anyway, everybody's sounding great tonight. So I don't have too much else for the net. I'll turn it back to you. Victor Charlie 3, stay safe. Net controller from VE3 VDF.
Excellent. Your signal is good. Actually, Mark, can you give me a quick, like a 5 count? I want to hear you on the input. Go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How copy, Bill? Over.
Yeah, I know you're there, but the repeater is still stronger than your signal on the input. So, okay, Mark, thanks very much. Appreciate it. Next is Brian, VA3 BVH. Brian, excellent net. Tuesday night, I got 41 check-ins for you, or you've got 41 check-ins. Andy XAB, I believe, was the first timer. So you're doing well on the nets, and have you recuperated from all the from your two buddies, Doug and Phil?
Not too sure what you're referring to there, but good evening, Bill, and everybody on the net. VA3 BVH portable from the back porch out on the deck. Yeah, work is still clicking along, and just really anxious to see my doctor there on Tuesday for my ear and hopefully get this taken care of. And then I'm really looking forward to that specialist appointment in September to see what can be permanently done. So we'll just have to wait and find out on that end and be hopeful. But thanks for being there, Bill, and we'll throw it back to you. I'm sure you got a much bigger list going since this is a county-wide repeater. So back over to you there, Bill, and thanks for being there. This is VA3 BVH portable from the backyard, 7 threes.
Yard out in Screamington. Brian, thanks very much for checking in. And I've got about four big announcements to make tonight. And so every 10 or so we'll make an announcement. So everybody stick around throughout the net. Some interesting stuff coming up. Let me turn it next to, we're going to go out to the county to the east of Essex County, and that would be the county known as Chatham-Kent. Over to George, V3 TPD in Wheatley. George, good evening.
Stay safe in the group from VE3 TPD. Good evening to all on that. Sounds like you got a great gang going there, and that's great hearing the traffic on these repeaters that have been silent for so long. A wonderful thing. Not much to add here, except those dark clouds that were over the house there a few minutes ago have departed, and the sun is shining again. Yay. Looks like it's heading over to Chatham. Sorry, guys. Anyway, with that being said, we'll turn it back over to you. VE3 TPD clear on this one, and back to net.
Good. Well, okay. Let's talk about the first thing then. And I will say, I'll agree with you. These nets have been interesting. They've been exciting. I've had a blast. I think I'm speaking on behalf of Rick Papa Victor, who's at the barbecue right now. He's working his magic over the hot embers. We've enjoyed this. The neck controllers that we've had have been superb. Excellent work by all the neck controllers. BVH, UCY, ZO, Ed VA, VA3VA has joined the list of neck controllers, and it's been a blast. I got to say, or at least I have really enjoyed this. I've been making a list of the number of radios that people have bought. Radio World owes us some major coin. The number of new radios that are made it down the 401 from Radio World, the number of used radios that have been purchased, people telling me, oh, I bought a radio from so-and-so. And I've got quite a list. I think there's about 10 or 15, 12 or 15 radios been used that have been exchanged or have been purchased. It's quite the thing. A lot of C4FM, Fusion radios, FM radios, guys that only ever had a FM handheld or something, the Bofang, and I'm not just talking about myself on that, but there's one or two guys that was their entire station, and they've gone out and bought new radios, and they're just having fun. So I appreciate all that. So that was message number one. We'll get to the 80. The next one we're going to talk about is the 80-meter net coming this Saturday, but we'll give details of that in a few minutes. Next is Tim, VE3TGN in Forest Glade. Tim, good evening.
Well, how are you? Nice warm day. We've been missing the rain back and forth. Supposed to cool off for the weekend, and then definitely doing well in that, and just sorting out my thing. I did a little project today on an old stereo. Have you ever heard of a Juliet multiplex FM and 8-track and AM and FM receiver?
I'm going to say I have. It's, I think it was a radio from more than a few years ago.
Yeah, I put it back in service today. I started on it last night, just finished it, and I got the speakers hooked up on it, and I got it right on a nice stand by the window there. Don't need no extender antenna, and talk about audio is unbelievable. And that, I still have a caddy of 8-track cassettes and that, and even cleaner that. And I could do a little more work on the 8-track, but I got the audio and everything, and I took all the knobs off it, all the controls, and cleaned it, everything, and it looks like it came out of the factory, and I think I bought it back in 1962.
Tim, most of us we weren't alive in 62. I think I was about 6 months old. Tim, thanks very much for checking in. I appreciate that. Well, you have fun with that radio that you're resurrecting. Appreciate it. Let's turn it over to Terry, VE3IIP in McGregor. Terry, good evening.
VC3 Stay Home, VE3IIP, or Stay Safe, excuse me. Well, good evening to yourself, Bill, and all on frequency tonight. Looks like it's going to end up being a nice day after all. Looked like rain here a little while ago, but that's cleared up. Not been doing too much, Bill, just messing around a little bit with antennas and put a 5/8 wave 2-meter antenna together for the car today. So that's about it, Bill. So with that, we'll turn it back to net control. VC3, stay safe. VE3IIP, McGregor.
Well, again, another instance of working on antennas, working on their club station, or their home station, rather. Guys are building antennas, buying antennas, radios. It's been quite the thing down here. And so I want to appreciate everybody that's gotten involved and gotten into the spirit of this. So, Terry, thanks very much. And thanks for checking in. Next on the list, not from North Woodsley, is Tim, VE3TMY. and Tim was QRU. Tim, thank you. And next, Bob, VA3IF, also not from North Woodsley, but that's another story. Bob, over to you.
Good evening, Bill. Good evening to everyone on frequency. Well, not much going on over here today. I put some ceiling tile up in the laundry room. That's why Al wanted me to do that. She's been wanting me to do that for quite a while. And I've been fiddling around with some weights, different weights on my bug here. I don't know how many times it's possible to send the quick brown fox, but I don't know, there's got to be a world record somewhere in there. And yeah, I agree with what you say about Radio World. They should definitely give us a SWAD, Sierra Whiskey Oscar Delta, a SWAD, a Southwestern Ontario discount on on these rigs that people are buying. Anyway, with that, back over to you, William. VC3, stay safe for the net. This is VA3IF.
Very good. Well, yeah, they've, I think, I don't have the list in front of me, that's upstairs, but I'm aware of 3 fusion-capable radios, and at least one Kenwood monobander for 2 meter, and what was the other one? So I've heard all these just recently, so lots going on with Radio World. So next on the list is, I'm not sure if his name is Doug or Phil, but over to VA3IKE.
And good evening, everyone. And hello, VC3 Stay Away. Oh, wait, no. VC3 Stay Home? Oh, well, wherever you are. Yeah, Doug was on Saturday. Phil was on Tuesday. And on Saturday, he's going to be, I guess I can't say that word that starts with an E and ends in an ect. Oh, well. Anyways, there you have it. Not much else to report. I've got a problem with my 6-meter antenna. I lost the repeater today. Just like that. And then Terry came by and it was down around an S4. So not sure what that's about. Probably a bad piece of connection or coax or something. So that's a project for tomorrow. Other than that, I'll keep listening. I would like to talk to BBH on 146-580 if he's available, and we'll go from there. VC3, stay safe from VA3IK.
Listen, how many towers you putting up? Because I thought I went by the other day, and there's about a 40 or 50-foot tubular tower up. Or do I have that wrong?
Well, you got it right. The 50-foot, I put that up last year, but after my operation, I couldn't climb, I couldn't do nothing, and everybody I knew at the time was afraid of heights. So it's been sitting there empty, and my goal was to put up the 65-foot DMX, and it's got the support in the first section in the cement now, so come Saturday we're going to hopefully get her all up in the air.
Very good. Okay, well, next time I come out I want to see multiple antennas up at your place. So, Ike, thanks very much for checking in. Next announcement we're going to make is the Saturday's 80-meter net. We're running and this should be quite the net, a net 80 meters, the 80-meter band next Saturday on or about, this is all plus or minus QRM, QRN, 3735 kilocycles. So 3735 plus or minus. If you remember, the last time we ran this net, EXT ran the net, we started out at 3740, went up to around 45, and then bounced back down to 3735-ish. So this Saturday, we're going to start off at 3735, and if it has to move, it'll move. So again, that's this coming Saturday, which I believe is the 30th. at 7:30 p.m., 80-meter lower sideband. Hopefully we'll have good conditions and lots of check-ins. Next on the list, and I don't know if Joe is in or out, but Joe, VE3NNI, over to you.
Victor Echo 3, November India. Yeah, I just been playing a little bit with a fan dipole I put up. Made a 20-meter contact last night with it, and that was only running 20 watts, but I don't think I'm quite getting the 20 watts out, so I got to still tune the antenna a little bit better, I think. And other than that, just riding bicycles with the kids and being happy and safe at home. Back to VE3 Stay Safe, VE3NNI.
How did the bike instructions go this summer? How did the bike lessons go this spring, rather? I remember a week or two ago I heard you saying that teaching the kids how to ride a bike or wording around that. How did that turn out?
Currently they can ride from South Windsor over to Malden Park, around Malden Park, and back to South Windsor, and they've been on two wheels for about 4 weeks. They're 5 and 7 right now, so they're doing pretty good. There's still the odd wipeout when they take off down a hill or whatever, but they're holding their own. Back to net control, VE3NNI.
Well, that's good. That's been one of the side benefits of, and there's not too many benefits to all this, but there's been a benefit for those that have been stuck at home. A lot of home activities going on, so that's good. And hopefully these kids all get back to school in September. I was watching Michigan State University. University of Michigan is, I guess, this semester coming up in September, the next semester. It's going to be strictly online courses. Michigan State University, they're going to start for a couple of months in class, and then they're going to switch over to online. So I guess they're worried about a second coming of the COVID-19. Interesting times, people. Joe, thanks very much for checking in. Dave, E3DPJ in Amherstburg was QRU. Dave, as always, thank you. And we're going to go back to Wheatley, turn it over to Graham, VE3 Whiskey, George Whiskey.
VC3, stay safe and the crew. VE3 Whiskey, Golf Whiskey. Well, very good evening, everyone. Not a lot going on here. I got my little pack from Radio World today. Their Playbox, the RSP1A, and what a fantastic little receiver. So I've been playing with that. Other than that, not doing a lot. Ordered it yesterday, about 10 o'clock in the morning, and it arrived here at 1 o'clock this afternoon. So that's not bad service. Gotta love Radio World. Yeah, they're making some serious coin, but I imagine they're selling a lot of radios over the pandemic, and antennas and everything else. So anyway, other than that, having a great day, taking it easy, and got the air conditioning going yesterday. Oh, we needed it. And so there you go. Have a good net there, sir. Stay safe, and all the others that go along with it. VC3, stay safe. VC3 Whiskey, Golf Whiskey.
Good. Well, interested in that SDR play. That's for a small fraction of the price of a new 7610 or something. Now I know it's not a transmitter, but I've seen those in action. They are quite the receiver. So we'll be looking for further reports on that one. Graham, thanks very much for checking in. And next was Bill, V3BOK in sunny Amherstburg, was in and out. Bill, as always, thank you. And next, from downtown Windsor, right in the heart of Repeater Row, Greg, VA3, good day, sir.
Yes.
Bill. Yes, and by the way, I am on the 736R. So, yeah, that's quite a few announcements you've come up with there, especially with all these new radios coming out. Oh my God! And you say you're gonna get the HF net going there. Does that mean you've been down to the basement with your Windex and cloth and shining up those caps on those 872s there so they shine real nice? The family of what, 4 of them, or is it 6? Anyways, yeah, that'll be something to hear. So, definitely enjoyed it. And yeah, we did have a bit of a shower here earlier this evening here. I saw the shower coming across out of the west there, but it was a short one, just barely able to wet the grass. So, anyways, very good. Keep up the good work there. And yeah, we must talk there, Bill. Back to you, VA3. Good day, sir. Downtown Windsor, Rose City.
Very good, Greg. Good to hear you checking in tonight, and a good signal. And here's the funny thing: you've got one repeater about 10 floors above you, and you got another one about 10 floors across the street, so to speak. And yet you're on one that's about as far out of the county as you can possibly get, while still being in the county. So that's not bad. Greg, thanks very much for checking in. And next on the list is VE3DRQ. Dawn, you were in and out. And next, Ed, VA3VA. Ed, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, good evening, Bill. I'm going to make this short because I'm just using an HP, so I'm not sure if I'm going to make it into the repeat or not. Say good evening to everyone. And we were outside a few minutes ago, and it was sort of sprinkling, but I don't think we're going to get much. Anyway, we're just trying out an FT70 on an outside antenna, but I don't know if I'm making it with 5 watts, Bill. So back to you there, VC3STYSAFE, VVA.
You were solid copy, just a bit of white noise, but otherwise excellent. And you say right now you're on an outside antenna, or that's just the HD itself?
No, I'm on an X50, but it's quite a run of coax, Bill.
Well, the 5 watts is working. You're in there. Like you say, you're not dropping out. Just a little bit of noise. So an extra 10 watts or more height or some hard line feeding that X50 would do it. Ed, thanks very much for checking in. And next I've got, we're going to go back to Chatham, Kent. George, VA3 Papa George Delta. Good evening.
VC3STYSAFE from VA3 PGD. Good evening, Bill, and everyone on the net. Not much happening with radio today, but very busy. Went downtown to get my glasses adjusted, and then I had to stop by a couple of thirst aid stores for refills. Then, kind of really radio related, I went to the post office and picked up my first ever cellular phone. I've never owned one in my life, so now I got one. Then I took VE3PRL to her doctor's appointment, and I'll have more on that next week. And then what I've really been waiting for is my heating and cooling contractor came over and checked everything out, and then he sent me the estimate for a brand new condenser and everything else that's associated with that. So that's definitely going to be ordered tomorrow before we get into really hot weather. So I looked up the original condenser I had, bought in 1996. That cost over 24 years, $79.14 per year, not including electrical energy, and 1 service call. So that was pretty good, and we'll see what the new one's like. Anyway, that's it for today. VC3STYSAFE from VA3 PGD, back to net control.
Well, I trust that all is well with PRL, V3PRL. And I was I remember last night, I think you were talking about that on the Triple I net about the furnace or the air conditioner going after 26 years or whatever it's been. I can beat that. This house was the family home, and my parents in 1974 put in a Claire Hekla heating and cooling, and it lasted from 74 till last year. So whatever that works out to be, 40-some years, 45 years, something like that, 44. And I called Reliance. They had 2 or 3 times they'd come out, did minor fixes, but the guy came out, and last summer it was the air conditioning hottest day of the year. That you know the routine, and the air conditioning was dead. And the guy came down in the basement. He took a look at it, and he turned to me and he said, "Really?" And the guy is a friend of mine. He works for Reliance, and he said, "This one we're not going to fix." So I had to drop the coin on a new heating and cooling system for the house, but it's working much better, and the electric bills are down. George, thanks very much for the check-in tonight. Next, I have a couple more announcements. The next one, we're going to Morse Code, gang. The 7:30 is soon to be taking CW contacts, and I don't mean repeater call signs. Details will be coming out shortly. I've got a couple of guys that have agreed to try some CW. Not a CW net per se, or maybe not. I don't know. We're still working on the details, but we're going to get all the details out. And so for you CW aficionados, the 7:30 will soon be on Morse code. And if you want to try your Morse code luck, I got 2 skilled operators who are going to be handling this. So more details coming up. Be on the HF bands. One guy's all geared up for 30 meters, and I'm not sure the other one, 20 or 40 maybe. I don't know. But those decisions are being made even as we type. Next on the list was Marty, V3 EWD. He was in and out. Dave, V3 GFN. DFN, having problems here. DFN was in and out. Ross, V3 GLY. In Bell River was in and out. And sit back, first time check-in, the Zog. Tony, VE3 ZOG. How are you?
Hey, Mr. Bill, Net Controller. I'm doing great. Just another long day at work. I checked in while I was leaving a site in Chatham, Kent. So I checked in at the 8th line and Bloomfield Road. I am now pulling off on County Road 27. So it took you that long to get through the list and your announcements. That's pretty cool. But I'm just a late night getting home, working on some stuff.
That's right. Everything you look after now is over in the greater Maple City.
Well, I still have a bunch of stuff in Windsor, Essex County, but not as much as I used to have. Way less. But yeah, I've been pushed east. Working on a project that's actually happening in Windsor, Essex, and Chatham right now, a pilot project, and can't really say much about it, but that's what we're working on.
Good, and I haven't seen you behind the Teutonia Club in a while.
Yeah, you gotta go to the Foglar.
Well, they always had a better lunch on Fridays. Very good. Tony, listen, seriously, honestly, thanks for checking in tonight. I appreciate it. Good to hear your melodious tones. And yeah, you're near the bottom of a list of what do we got here? 32. So thanks for checking in. And we'll talk. Don't be a stranger here on these nets. And next on the list, I've got Victor Alpha 3 Delta Delta Papa. Dennis and Tecumseh was in and out. Dennis, thank you. Alan V3 GKO was in and out, and Yvette VE3 YVT was in and out. So with that said, let's open it up for further check-ins. We'll see how many more we can get tonight. Anybody else? Anybody anywhere? In fact, let's hold off. We're going to take, just in case there's anybody across the lake, anybody in northern Ohio, let's go for some weak signal stuff out of northern Ohio or southeast Michigan. Anybody out of Eightland, across the border. Anybody anywhere in northern Ohio or southeast Michigan, please call Victor Charlie 3, Sugar Tango yesterday, Sugar Alpha Fex Echo. Let's open it up. Anybody, anywhere. Anybody, any station anywhere, Essex, Kent, Lambton County, anybody, anywhere, please call VC3, stay safe. VA3YYX, Steve and Tecumseh, QRU.
VA3JSM, downtown Cottam.
VA3 Fox November.
VA3YFU.
4A calls, Alpha 4A prefix, VA3YYX, VA3JSM, VA3FN, and VA3YFU. Anybody else for the net?
VA3MC. Skippy.
Victor Alpha 3, Mike Ciacelli. Anybody else for the net? Let's hold it there. What else? We're going to, other announcements. We're going to try to bring this, the nets back to Chatham, Kent in the next week. We're just working on that one. And what else we got? We're going to do a 33 centimeter net for you 927 megahertz aficionados. We're looking at Next Edge and then CW, of course. So there's still lots of life left, although the call sign VC3 Stay Safe, we've got that till the 12th of June. And then after that, it gets a little murky. The process for a third call, believe it or not, a third call is started, but we're going to see what we're going to do with that. QSL cards for the first two calls have been designed, and they've not been ordered, they've not been produced. We've got to see where we're going with a few of these big nets, and a few other things are yet to come. So still some activity left here on the 730. Steve, VA3YYX was in and out. John, VA3JSM in Cottam. Good evening.
Good evening, VC3, stay safe. How you doing there, Bill? VA3JSM here, and all on net. Sounds like you got a real good group going here. Haven't checked in for a few nights. I've been kind of busy with some other stuff going on, so made a point to make sure I was sitting on my desk here this evening, and lo and behold, I heard your voice, so I knew it was time. Anyway, other than that, not too much to say other than suffering through the weather like everybody else. I guess that storm blew around us here tonight, so maybe we're blessed this evening. With that, I'll hand it back to Net Control, and you take care, and everyone be safe. VA3 JSM.
Marty again, have you?
Actually, now that you make me think of it, you were mentioning about all the new radios and people buying used radios and so forth. A while back, I did go over and I kind of shopped around in his used radio department, and that's the radio I'm talking on. I grabbed it from Marty. He's like that. No, I haven't talked to him for quite a while, so I don't know what's going on over there.
What radio is that?
It's an FT 8900? Yeah, 8900. It's the 4-band one, the ASU one.
Good one.
Yes, I've recently. I was recently at the Radio World Essex County Division, and I was at his place. He's got quite the setup there. John, thanks very much for checking in and out. Enjoy that 8900. And next, VA3 Foxtrot November. Good evening.
Good evening, Bill, and everybody on frequency. VA3FM for Victor Charlie 3. Stay safe. Not much to report from here. Just another day, getting ready for a barbecue, and don't forget to put in the message. VA3 PD, she's listening here on and off. So 73 to all.
Good. Thank you. And you have a good evening. It's good to hear so many different points across the county. We've had stations, Bell River, Tecumseh, Leamington, Swingsville, Amherstburg, multiple out of Amherstburg. So it's always good to Cottam, Kent County. So it's always good to see all points of Essex County represented here tonight. Next is up in the remarkable town of Wallaceburg. Lux, VA3YFU.
Hey, clearly you've never been here. Just testing out my new GP15 antenna. Picked that up from UCY or whatever the 98 call signs he uses. So testing that sucker. Seems to be working. And speaking of new radios and whatnot, a couple weeks ago I grabbed a FTM 400 XDR, so that's now in my truck, rocking Fusion and whatnot, and ended up getting a FT2D from some ham guy in Kitchener. So I'm moving up in the world.
Away from all that DMR stuff. I mean, excellent, very good. The 400, that's quite the radio. I'm looking at something here, but we got important things to do around here, like putting a new roof on this dump. So that's the next thing. Starting tomorrow, we've got to start making calls to get estimates. 20-some years for the roof. I guess I've got my money's worth out of it. Muck, thanks very much. And that reminds me, stick around, everybody that has Fusion. The Triple Z C4 FM net will be on here shortly. And speaking of that, here's the net controller, Mike, VA3, Mike CSLA.
Good evening, Bill, everyone on frequency, VA3 UCY or VA3 MC. Yeah, just having fun here. Don had sent out a little link to the Minnesota Police Department, and it's constant. So that's interesting to be listening to. So I got my iPad stuck on that right now. Got lots of activity going on there. Talking about used radios, I purchased a FTM 100 DR for VA3 DMP for his shack. He wanted a dual band Fusion radio, and I thought I'd give him the same one that I've got. Mux was nice enough to throw me a link here today, and I ended up purchasing that for $320 US. So I thought that was a deal considering you can't buy them anymore. So we got in on that, so Dan will have a nice radio. And behind me, I'm working on the Tom IRLP right now. I'm just modifying some of the connectors and getting things ready for ZO. And I'm going to drop this off to Chris. We're going to put a new computer on this, seeing that this one's ancient. and it's having some issues every now and again that I got to go reset it. So hopefully we'll have this back up and running here shortly with the newest version of Linux, whatever they're using. And so yeah, we should be good. So working on projects every day, and again, I'll be running the net here after, and we'll talk to you then. VA3MC, 5 watts from Leamington, 7-3 for now.
I didn't realize they had sold out of the 100s, and I think I said it earlier, I was on the Universal Radio website, and here's all these Fusion radios gone. It says discontinued, the 100, the 3200, and there was another one of the handhelds, I think. But, so, you know, they've got 2 or 3 radios to replace these things, but interesting how they're going through their product line. Mike, thanks very much for checking in, and let's see here. Okay, that's the end of the list. So let's see if anybody else is around. We'll open it up one more time. It's getting late. Anybody around? Anybody anywhere? Please call. VC3, stay safe.
VA3 DMP checking in. VE3 GVT checking in.
Man, it's all these C4FM users coming on here. VA3 DMP, V3 GVT, stand by, gentlemen. Anybody else? Anybody anywhere? Any side of the border? HDs, mobiles, whatever. Please call VC3, stay safe. Go to the top of the short list. Dan, VA3 DMP with a new radio.
VC3, stay home. VA3 DMP. Hi, Bill. Thanks for running the net tonight, and thanks to everybody at the club, too. All the clubs that have been participating in the nets. Mike and I have just been amazed on the COVID nets. Yeah, Mike's been getting my shack set up for me, and the guys have been working with me at the EOC up at the County of Essex. Of course, I mentioned last night's net, we had a test with the BIDP cross-border interoperability network, and it's just been fantastic. So just wanted to say hello to everybody out there. Stay cool, stay safe. VA3 at Delta Mike Papa Clear 73. Have a great night. Thanks, Bill.
Good, Dan. Well, you've had your hands filled with activities. Everybody remembers Dan's the emergency manager. I believe, I'm not sure if that's your exact title, but Dan is the emergency manager for the County of Essex. And not only is he dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, his hands are also tied with the effects of the high water levels, and a lot of flooding going on, a lot of erosion, a lot of bad things going on for those who live along the lake. So Dan's quite a busy guy these days, and between him and Mike, they're putting amateur radio infrastructure all over the place throughout the county and various municipalities. So thank you both for your efforts. And so I guess you'll be on C4FM after this net. And next on the list is Gil, V3 GVT. Gil, good evening.
VC3, stay safe. Yeah, this is VE3 GVT. How you doing, guys? Just running a couple errands. Nice listening to your conversation there. Wow, yeah, Dan's a pretty active guy. I may be pretty active like that in about a year from now. Looking at retiring out of martial arts, so looking at another hobby as well. But anyways,
Just wanted to say hi, and I got the VC3STYSAFE up and running here in my Jeep. Firing it up, and I got a diamond antenna, 3-foot diamond antenna. Just wanted to try it out. So I'm over in on Lausanne Parkway in Tecumseh right now by the Zares. Anyway, back to you, next troll. This is VE3GBT saying hello. All right.
Excellent, Gil. Well, thanks very much for checking in. And hey, all hobbies lead towards ham radio, the king of hobbies. Okay, let's open it up one more time. It's getting late, and Mike wants to get the C4FM net going, but we'll see if there's any other check-ins out there tonight. Here on FM, please call Victor Charlie 3. Stay safe. CDS, but there was somebody else that said they were QRU. The station who was QRU, I think that was. Go ahead.
Whiskey Foxtrot Delta, QRU.
We've got GDS and WFD. Is there somebody else out there?
VA3LFM, Scott.
LFM. Been a while. And I got to tell you, Mike said something, and Don, found this. It's the police feed from the Minneapolis, St. Paul, whichever police department, or maybe it's all one, on what is it called, Broadcastify or something like that. And it's been amazing. I've had it on all day. I've been watching WCCO TV online. They've been going nuts with this. The big radio and TV station up in Minneapolis, legendary WCCO, and they have their version of like WJR 50 kilowatt blowtorch flamethrower tonight. It's going to be good to listen to on what are they, 830, I believe, 830 kilohertz on your AM dial. And with the problems going on in Minneapolis, it's just been wild listening to that. And I was watching KTLA today out of Los Angeles. I guess there's been some troubles out in LA. Some protesters blocked a freeway out there, and not far from where my cousin lives, so she wasn't too pleased with that. But what can you say? Next, let's go to Don was in and out. WFD, Don, thank you. And Scott, VA3LFM. Scott, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Bill, and good evening to everybody on net tonight. Actually, I was listening to your link that you sent out on what's going on in the state. Other than that, I have no further traffic for the net, so I'll turn it back to you next. Joe from VA3LFM.
Yeah, it's been something else listening to the talking about the description of which stores are having troubles at, and I'm talking big chains, Cub Foods, which is a huge Midwest chain out that direction, Cub Liquor stores, Target stores, Walgreens, so it's not a good scene in Minneapolis tonight. Scott, thanks very much for checking in. Good to hear your melodious tones. Okay, one more time, and maybe we're getting near the end. Anybody else? We're up to 44 check-ins tonight. Do we have anybody else for the net? Please call VC3. Stay safe.
VE3US, QRU.
Hey, sir, recheck.
Sorry, Greg. And United States, thank you, Kyle. Greg, over to you. Good day, sir.
Okay, Bill. Yeah, it's surprising. The reason we probably don't have so many U.S. hams in there, I was shocked to find out that they had not one but two major dams break and empty two entire lakes over there, and flooding was horrendous. And I'm surprised we haven't heard more on the radios about what happened over there. And as I say, I guess they're trying to probably find out who to point the fingers at. But yeah, it's a serious problem. We're talking houses that only the rooftops are showing the flooding and that. So yeah, and that's not that far away from us here, just in Michigan here. So all right, I just wanted to mention that, Bill, and yeah. Seems how you were talking about floods. Back to you, VA3GDS, downtown.
Greg? Yes, that was several days ago. It was a week or so ago, and lots of talk about that. The governor of Michigan's been going nuts trying to get that organized. The response to that, I've got a cousin who lives in Midland, Michigan, of all places, and her place had... it was up to the second floor, the water level, so not a good thing. Okay, let's make this our last call, and then we'll call it an evening. Last call for check-ins, and everybody that's going to check into the C4 FM net, stand by. But in the meantime, last call for the FM net, please call VC3, stay safe. 44 check-ins tonight. I want to thank everybody who participated, took the time out to say hello. And we talked tonight about the 80-meter net coming up Saturday, 3735 kilohertz, plus or minus QRM, QRN. So Saturday, Jerry, the 3EXT, will be the net control on yet another 80-meter sideband net. Looking forward to that. We're working on some CW effort, whether it's going to be a full-blown net. The problem with the net controllers is the call sign is rather lengthy on voice, but imagine this VC3STYSAFE on Morse code. So we're working with that, and we're going to be hopefully back to a net in Chatham, Kent, pretty soon, and we got one or two other nets we're working on as well. So with all of that said, I want to thank everybody who checked in tonight. Appreciate your efforts. And Mike, VA3MC, I'll turn it over to you and continue on. And when you're done, Mike, please send me the list of check-ins. 7-3, everybody. This is VC3STYSAFE. 7-3. Over to you, Mike.
Okay, Bill, very good. Thank you very much. And I'll be switching over to the C4 FM mode right now. So whether you come in on triple Ed, oh my God, there you go, Ed, triple I or triple Z, either or. So if you can't make it in on your HT into triple Z, I'm sure you can make it into triple I in downtown Windsor. It should already be in the room. So I'm going to switch that over right now. And shouldn't be that long, and then we'll switch your repeaters back over into analog mode. This is V3UCY or VA3MC. I'm QSY over to C4FM.